So, the 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 depression, the Great Depression train of thought or whatever, is basically me failing to have any rational thinking at all whatsoever. Whenever I try and think of what I want to say, I overthink it, I overanalyze my thoughts, and I end up saying just the most nonsensical or most generic thing I could say instead of what I wanted to actually say, and it just doesn't come out. Most of the time, I can't even convert what I want to say into actual words. It just won't come out, and I always feel afraid to say something even though I know nothing will happen if I say it weird. I don't know what my problem is, but for some reason, because I am tired tonight, I'm able to. And yeah, I know when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not gonna feel okay like this. I'm not gonna even try and sugarcoat it. I know I'm not. I know I'm gonna feel worse tomorrow than I feel right now, and there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. And that's why I should have just asked someone to help me and get on medication like 5 years ago. But who knows if I even would have done anything because of the people I was asking. It's just, yeah, my mom really does not know what she's doing. She, okay, I'm gonna direct this as if I'm talking to my mom. All right, mom. I want to tell you this right now. There's a reason why I haven't been talking to you for 2 months. It's because the last time I really got to speak with you, it was when I was at the mental hospital having the actual biggest meltdown of my life, like the day I snapped, basically. And really, you did nothing but make it worse. I'm not even trying to sugarcoat it for you anymore. I've been spending all my life not wanting to hurt your feelings because you always just sound so hurt when I say anything mean to you, or you sound like angry at me. But no, I'm just gonna say it. You made everything worse. You made everything worse when you were going on about how I can't really get any help unless I'm so bad that I need to be institutionalized. And that also told me why you also probably tells me why you never, for like the year you had time to get me help me get a therapist, like you just didn't do anything, and you were like, oh, it'll take like 6 months, so you just actually talking down to me like I can't do it. And then even for the 6 months that it would take according to you, you didn't actually try and do it. And obviously I'm not going to try and do it if you make it out like I can't. Whether you like it or not, whether you intended to or not, you made me feel like I couldn't do anything related to helping myself without your help. You made it out like I couldn't help myself without your help or someone else's help. And that's just not true. And I spent the past couple months refusing to accept that because I didn't want to accept that for the past year I've just been wasting my time trying to work with you. I get that. I get that was happening with me and you too, with trying to help clean around the house. But even when I tried to clean around the house, you acted like it was not good enough. And that really hurt me. That really did. Because, like, even the days where I did at least do something, you acted like I was doing nothing and I didn't even care about you. Which makes me want to say, well, yeah, I don't. If you don't think I do, why would I care about you if you don't think I do? It's not really worth the effort in trying to help someone if your help isn't good enough to them. So, yeah. And when you told me about how I need to be institutionalized to be able to get help, when you were like, "Oh, well we're here now. Now what are we gonna do?" When you said that, I was like, oh, well, I want to explore my options, and you're like, well, there's not really any options in Michigan, like blah 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 blah, and you were saying that because of your previous experience with your absolute deadbeat mom who does not actually want your help. I get that, but just because you dealt with her for the majority of your life does not mean that I'm like her. If anything, you not wanting to re-experience your Roxanne hullabaloo again with her mental health, even though she really just didn't want your help, she just really wanted to waste your time. She, you should have just no. Listen, doing that made me turn into her for the past couple months. my mindset has been all in the gutter, gone. It has just been nothing but hopelessness, misery, and anger and hatred and all the negative thoughts. If I ever had a positive thought, I wouldn't remember it. I don't remember anything positive. For months now, I've been unable to really think of anything positive for the majority of the day. Like, I genuinely, I get it. You want me to think positively, but you made it so I can't think positively. Because for the past couple months, whenever I try and think of anything positive, I can't. It's just a brain fog. It's a brain fog, and it just makes me mad at myself for not being able to think of anything positive. Like, am I really that depressing to be around that I can't even think of anything positive? And then it just becomes a cycle of self-hatred, and a cycle of bad thoughts, and a cycle of saying bad things. That's all it has been for months. Any positive emotion was a mere distraction from the constant roller coaster not going up, but just going down. It never has a hill or anything, it just goes down forever until you get to the center of the earth where you get incinerated. That's what it has been ever since November. And I don't want to hurt your feelings. I get that. But today, I finally have been able to just like have the cohesiveness to be able to just say, you hurt me, Mom. I love you. You're my mom. You created me, obviously. Sometimes I get angry about that, but then I remember I do have an actual reason to exist. But right now, I'm mad at you. I'm just going to be real with you. I do not enjoy your presence because I just keep thinking about the shit you've said to me. And you haven't really ever apologized for it. You never really apologized for making me feel like the walls were closing in on myself when I was in that hospital room. And you were also being extremely fucking rude to the employees, by the way. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, I get you hate being called a Karen, and usually I hate that shit too. But you were acting like one. You were getting close to acting like one. You weren't like being racist like one, but you were being the bitchy middle-aged mom that everyone complains about online, that you don't want to become. I'm going to tell you this, something you already know, and I know you already know this, because, I mean, how would you not know it? You're 50 years old. Being around your mom all the time obviously is going to make you become her. And your mom is not that great of a person, so being around her is going to make you not become that great of a person. And I've loved you all my life, but I can see the changes happening before my eyes. You just becoming more and more of a miserable person to be around. I get it, you have your problems. Hoarding obviously didn't come from your mom. She didn't really have the eyes to see what she was hoarding in the first place if she was. But you did not get your absolute doomer, we're all screwed, there's nothing we can do mentality from nothing. It came from her. And then that came from you and came on to me. And now I have that problem. I have that problem because you always made it out like if I don't do something, there's nothing I can do. You like, not always, but like recently you really have just been starting to make me feel like I had no hope. I have no hope. I can't help myself. I'm already too far gone. I might as well just end it all. And that's why I've been saying that so much recently, because I feel so drained and hopeless from this. I still haven't recovered. I don't know if you're taking this well or if you're bawling your eyes out while listening to this audio, but you really did hurt me a lot. And I still, like I said, have not recovered. I do not feel the same. I don't. Like, I felt bad before November, but after November, it has been a whole nother level of shit. A whole nother level of monotony, of me not knowing what to do with myself. And it's just been awful. It has been awful, and I don't really... Just, I've spent most of my life... not most of my life. Like I've said before, I said that earlier. I've spent the past, 5 years wishing I had help, wishing I had like medication to help me focus on things like in school or on art or something I wanted to do. But I didn't because I didn't want to inconvenience you. That was a mistake. That was my fault. I made the mistake of not wanting to inconvenience you and Dad with another mentally unwell child. I didn't want to. I didn't want to, and it's like the same exact reason as why I didn't like have this whole gender shit until a year ago, because I didn't want to seem like I was copying them or like just doing it to annoy you or something. No, I didn't want to because I didn't want to inconvenience you or make you upset. That's really been the root of all my problems, is not wanting to make people upset makes people more upset. And I knew that all my life, but now I actually know what it means. Now I actually know what it's like. I've learned that the hard way. And it's really been a wake up call that I really just shouldn't hold back on what I say to you. What I'm saying right now is something I've wanted to say for a pretty long time and just haven't said because I don't know how to turn it into words. Like I said, my train of thought is completely scattered most of the time. 99% of the time, if I want to say something, I just can't. I can't think of the words to describe what I'm saying. I know what I want to say, but I can't think of a cohesive sentence that makes it make sense. Because it always will just come out as, I hate this, I hate that, fuck you, and this and that, and it won't get anything done. It won't even really make sense. So I don't even say anything at all. And you know what happens when that happens? It just festers. It gets worse. That's all it does. It always just gets worse when you do that, and that's just obvious. Obviously, everyone knows that. It's just, I, I don't know. I'm thinking in my head right now. Should I wait until after we see you tomorrow with Grandpa Bob to like to make you feel this way? No, I shouldn't, because that just means I'm going to procrastinate more. And all I do is procrastinate nowadays. I need to stop procrastinating, but it's just so difficult for me to. I don't know how. I don't know how not to procrastinate. It's not as just simple as do the thing you want to do, because your brain might just not want to, and you, even if you want to, your brain might just be feeling like, no, I don't really want to today. I'll do it tomorrow. Even if you want to do it today, it doesn't. So you really just can't. Because you can't just, your body is controlled by your mind, and if your mind doesn't want to do it, your body won't either. And there's really nothing you can do about it when that happens. I've spent the past couple years of just wishing I had a friend group for me to do things with, or just one friend at all. That's why I was like resorting to dating apps and shit, because I was desperate. I'm desperate. I'm needy. I have attachment issues. I have detachment issues. And hold on, what was the other one I'm thinking of? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, dependency issues. Yeah, I have dependency issues too. I like the only people I know are the people I know online. I have no one outside of the internet. And I get that you think the internet just makes my mental state worse, but I want you to think about it. If I didn't have the internet, I would have nobody in my life outside of Dad, Dawn, and Ross. Three people. And even if I go outside, it's not like the neighbors are gonna like come invite me to a steak dinner just because I said hello. I would like to be friends with you. Like, it's not that simple. You need to get to know them first. You need to have something in common for them to actually like know you well enough. So, I don't know. It's just it's there's too many things that make me not even want to try, and I get that. That's bad. I shouldn't be like that. I have this negative mindset all the time, and it's not entirely your fault either. It's just you always combated that with, well, just think of positive things, as if it's that fucking simple to just force all the bad thoughts out of your mind and think of something positive. Some people can't, and you know that with Ross. You know that their whole issue was intrusive thoughts. But for me, even when they're not intrusive, if I have the thought, it won't go away. It's like a permanent marker on a whiteboard. You can't get rid of it easily. It's really not easy to get rid of it, as you might think it is. It's not that easy to try and be happy or try and do something that makes you feel happy. Sometimes you wake up and you just don't want to get up. You don't want to because in your mind you immediately have this thought to where like, well, I'm not going to do anything useful today, so I might as well just lay down and do nothing. Like, I don't have a job, so in my mind, usually sometimes when I wake up, I just straight up think, well, I'm not going to do anything productive today, so why even get up at all? I might as well just be bedridden. I might as well just not exist at all. You should have just gotten an abortion, Mom. Blah, 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 blah. All these terrible thoughts that aren't true. All these terrible thoughts aren't true. I have them almost every day. I have suicidal thoughts in my mind almost every single day. I never went through with them because I'm too afraid to see the other side, but I've had them almost daily at this point. It's been breaking me. It's been breaking me. I am broken. I have been chewed to the core, if you will. It has been a horrible past couple months. And yeah, it's probably due to seasonal depression too. It, I don't really know what else to say. I'm I'm really frustrated with you, Mom. You say this to me a lot. You're frustrated with me because I won't do this or do that. I'm frustrated with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I get it. You're my mom, and I should look to you as like a parental figure. But right now, I don't really look at you as a mom because you didn't really treat me like your son or daughter for like the past year. You kind of just treated me like, I don't know, like some roommate, because I obviously I didn't wasn't doing much, but you didn't really care enough to try and help me do much, did you? You were just like, "Oh yeah, go to the disability network. They'll fix it for you." And then you learned that they didn't do shit to help me. All they did was give me this resume that looks terrible. It looks like a 4-year-old made it, and they helped me write it. It looks so dumb. It looks like a fucking third grader's presentation. And that's what I haven't even really used the resume unless it was online because, well, I might as well. It's better than no resume still, but it's still not good. Like, David's a nice person and all, but he's old and he does not really know how to help me. I just don't think he does. I don't think he has the ability to help me. I'm sure he can help other people, but he can't help me very well. He was nice to talk to, and I wish I could talk to him more, but my phone's dead. It killed itself, like I said. It gave up. And that's been really great for especially when I was like having those thoughts where I was like I should call a crisis line or something. I can't. I can't because I don't even have a phone because it destroyed itself. And like I don't want to go inconvenience Dawn. That's the thing, the inconvenience excuse. In my head, it always gives me excuses like, oh, don't inconvenience them, don't inconvenience Dawn because she's at work. You don't want to waste her time with taking her phone and then calling someone for you. No, you don't want to do that. So I just sit here and do nothing and let it stew. I should stop doing that. I really should. I know this. You don't need to tell me that. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes and be like, hey, I think this is the problem. No, I know that's the problem. I know the problem is me making excuses to not do things. I know. That's my whole problem is giving myself excuses to do nothing and give up and be defeated. I'm just saying it right now. I give myself excuses to think that my life's over and think there's nothing I can do and think it will never get better. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. That's how my life has been for like a year plus. And I wanted to change that, but you made it like I don't know if you wanted me to think like this, but you made me think that I couldn't do it without you, and considering that you weren't doing anything, it made me think I couldn't happen at all. I couldn't get help. I can't get help. I won't get help. I can't, and I can't, and I also can't. I'm like Boogie 2988, where they just say I can't, I can't, I can't, and then wonder why their life is just a disaster. That is what I have been going through for months. And the thing is I feel bad about it too, cause like you've said so many times before, no offense, kind of snark, kind of felt like I don't know, kind of like a fuck you, where you would randomly start being like, well, I had a worse life as a kid. Yeah, I get it. You had a worse life as a kid. Your mom sucks. And your quote unquote dad was a horrible failure to society. It's completely irredeemable. And it's a good thing he's gone. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a reason to be miserable too. I don't want to be miserable. I hate being this way. I miss when I was bubbly and happy and like kind of annoying but still kind of funny at the same time. I miss being like that too. Most of the time, I'm not like that anymore. I'm just like the snarky asshole most of the time now when I speak to people. I hate myself too. I would hate myself too if I spoke to myself from the past or the present or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't like what I've become. I don't like being this way. But it just comes out. It just stays this way. I don't know how to change it because my brain doesn't feel like there's a reason to try because there's nothing for it to do. I get it. You want me to get a job. I've tried several times. Like, I've tried at least a dozen times. I guess that's not a lot in the time span of like 2 years, but I've tried more than some kids do. Some kids are like, no, I'll just be a TikToker when I grew up, which I bet they're really enjoying the scare that they might have to switch to Instagram or YouTube soon or some shit. But I'm not. Listen, I tried to get a job, and I'm still going to try. In fact, Dad's going to take me to Dollar General and Family Fair to try and fill out applications. I know I've already went to Family Fair, but it's the other Family Fair, not the same one where they just like referred me to something I already did or whatever. I don't remember, but like. I don't know if you realize how difficult it is to get a job when you're 19 years old. The jobs want you to come in with hundreds of hours of work experience behind your belt, or like years even, and it's kind of hard to do that when you've only been legally allowed to work for like 5. We want 8 years of experience with this, and it's like, bitch, I was 11 8 years ago. I couldn't start working until a couple years after that. What do you want from me? I can't magically pass time and then get 8 years of work experience and then start making money. That's not how the world works. Like, they don't wait to charge you money to pay your bills until you can start actually working a job. That's not how it works. That's how taxes work, but that's not how bills work. I can't live on my own, and I can't wait like 12 years to live on my own just cause blah 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 blah. You need work experience, like, or in some cases, I don't even know if they want anyone to work there at all because like, well, every other place wants every other place in your field wants 8 years of work experience, but there's nowhere to get trained for it. So like, do you want people to just come out of the womb with 8 years of work experience? That's not how it works. You're in the womb for 9 months, and I don't think you're doing any work in there. Just a thought. Just a little thought for food for thought. I'm saying it wrong because I'm been venting all my frustrations out to Dad for the past like hour. And now I'm kind of regurgitating it onto you, probably in a little bit of a worse way. But he told me I should write it down. But writing it down would take me probably like 3 hours at this point if I was writing it all the way down to here where I am right now. So it's just easier for this. And also it's better, in my opinion, because you can listen to my emotion. And it's not just text. It's not like you're questioning if I actually wrote it or not. No, this is me. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm angry. But at the same time, I'm in the best mood I have been in months because I can think! I can think about this. I can comprehend what's happening to me. I know what's happening to me. I'm having many combinations of mental issues that I needed to get help with years ago, but didn't do anything about it. So here I am facing the consequences. I get this. I get it. It's partially my fault, but I don't know who else's fault it would be. But like, I just, I've spent so long not knowing how to explain my problems to anyone that could actually help me. I could explain it to people online through text, but they don't actually get my living situation. They don't understand it. They don't know me. They don't know me personally. They don't live next to me. They don't live in my room. They don't live in this house. They don't even most of them haven't even seen what I look like, or maybe don't even know what I sound like. But you know what? I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say. God damn it. Am I losing my train of thought again? I don't know. I have train of thought issues. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. I'm gonna call it train of thought issues because that's what they are. My train of thought has crashed, and I'm trying to get it to re-rail itself after it derailed. I don't know how to though. I don't know how to though. I need help. I need help to help me get the train back on the fucking tracks. But there's been nothing to help me for years. So all the goods that were in the train are rotting. So it's I probably wouldn't have been able to think of that clever ass analogy like a few hours ago. That's how bad my train of thought usually is. I can't think of anything except hatred and this and that and the most basic of things to say when you're upset most of the time. But today is different. Tonight is different. Not even today. Today I woke up and I was snapping at people. I was saying some absolutely terrible things that I would not normally say if I wasn't so unwell. And I regret it, obviously. But I couldn't control it. It just came out. I had the thought in my mind, and I didn't have enough time to think maybe I shouldn't say this. It just kept flowing out like a diarrhea river. It was terrible, and I should have just not talked to anyone. But I'm so lonely and sad that I'm like, well, I always need someone to talk to. I need someone to talk to at all times. Otherwise, I just feel absolutely meaningless. I feel like a tiny little asteroid in the giant galaxy that just sits there. It does nothing except float through space. And it will never do anything until it crashes into a planet and dies. And then it splits into smaller ones that go on their own journey. And this is why I need a therapist. Because it would be really damn nice to have someone that I can go talk to like this and not worry about, oh, but I might hurt their feelings. Oh, I might make their day worse because I'm like dumping all this heavy shit on them. No, that's their job is to take that. So I won't have that worry. That's why I want a therapist. That's why I want medication. Want things to make me not like this because I hate being this way. I know everyone hates me being this way. It's been made loud and clear from a lot of people I know not wanting to communicate with me anymore. But I can't just magically clap my hands like that and all of a sudden I'm better now. I need to do something. But I don't know how to go about it and I need help with helping that. I know I need to help myself, but I need to know how to help myself in the first place. So just assuming that I can do it on my own doesn't help. It makes things worse. I I don't know if you're taking anything the wrong way. I hope not. I love you, Mom. I love you. Thank you for creating me. I've lived a long and prosperous life so far, and I want to keep going. I don't want it to end right now, that's for sure. But man, I'm in an absolute bottom of the barrel low point this year. And the end of last year, but especially right now. For the past, like, I don't know. I've been constantly telling myself, like, every single day, oh, it'll be better tomorrow, and other people tell me that, and then I realize, well, I've been saying that since, like, who knows when, and I still haven't had that better day, usually anyway. Sometimes I might, like, but usually it's by mere coincidence. It's not wishing that, it's not me thinking I'll have a better day tomorrow that causes me to have a better day, usually. Because usually think I'm going to have a better day, and then I don't. I get it takes effort to have a better day, but it also takes effort to get out of bed, period. I I really just need someone who I can be close with who I haven't known all my life. I haven't known Dawn all my life, but I mean, it's been what, 6.5 years? It's pretty much might as well be all my life because like she's so ingrained in my memory now. Yes, I know. I do that all the time. I know you're annoyed by it. I know you're annoyed when I do that thing where I suck phlegm into my throat. There's nothing I can do about it. Even when I take allergy pills, it's still there. Yeah. I know you have a problem. I know you have a problem yourself that you're trying to deal with, and you can't really help me because you're too busy taking up with Ross and Grandma. That's fine. That's fine. I just wish you admitted that before. I'm basically like you in the car, like you when you were not you in the car, you when you were telling me that that you're glad I finally admitted I don't think I want to help you anymore or whatever. But you did say it in a way that made me feel like you thought that I just never cared, which I did. I just stopped caring because you made me feel like it wasn't worth the effort. Um, I'm not blaming the entirety on you though. I wasn't really working that hard either, but I was still trying. I wasn't just sitting there and like looking at my own butthole or something. I don't know why I said that. And oh, by the way, maybe next time you want to let out your anguish onto me, don't do it on Ross's birthday in the middle of the parking lot for an ice cream shop with a bunch of kids going by. Just find a better time, please. But okay, as I was saying, the whole like I'm glad you finally understood that you can't help me anymore thing, when you said that to me, I'm basically saying that to you right now. I'm glad you finally admitted to Dad that you can't really get me help because you don't have the ability to, or you're taken up by too many other things like your coffee shop job. I get that. I just wish you admitted it sooner because it would have made him actually try because he's trying. He is trying to find a date where he can find time to go out to that place that you were really upset about for some reason and sign me up for Medicaid and maybe I can get medication to help me focus. I don't know. Would it count as ADC medication? I mean, I'm not diagnosed with it. Who knows if I even have it, but I think it would still be called that because it means to help me focus. Who knows, maybe I have bipolar too. Maybe your grandma gave me bipolar because I was having mood swings all over the place today. From feeling bad for someone to being extremely pissed at them, wishing I never met them. I do that so much recently. I've done that so much recently. You don't even know. It's been an absolute mess. I don't really. Like I said, I don't wish I was this way, but I am. I'm hoping that this year things are going to turn around eventually, and I won't be this miserable all the time anymore. I'm going to try and be optimistic for as long as I can. I hope things get better.